Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the 16th BRICS Summit in Russia's Kazan. This is the first BRICS Summit since its expansion from 5 to 9 members. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken visits West Asia for news. Gaza ceasefire push. Strikes continue from both sides in Beirut. US electioneering at its peak ahead of the November 5 polls. Kamala Harris campaigns in 3 key swing states. Trump visits hurricane-hit North Carolina. Indian coastal states of West Bengal and Odisha on high alert as Cyclone Dana approaches. Landfall expected near temple town of Puri on Thursday. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Kazan on a 2-day visit to Russia for the 16th BRICS Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his departure statement said on Tuesday that India values close cooperation within BRICS, which has emerged as an important platform for dialogue and discussion on a range of key issues concerning global developmental agenda. The Prime Minister being welcomed after his arrival in Russia. The Prime Minister has arrived in Russia to participate in the 16th BRICS Summit. The Prime Minister noted that the expansion of BRICS with the addition of new members last year has added to its inclusivity and also agenda for the global good. Up on your screens, we have details of the BRICS Summit, the highlights of the BRICS Summit where Prime Minister will be present to attend the summit. Highlights of Prime Minister's departure statement, wherein he says that he is on a 2-day visit to Kazan for the 16th BRICS Summit. BRICS is an important platform for discussions on key global issues. Also, the Prime Minister said that his visit to Kazan will reinforce the special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. Reform multilateralism, climate change, economic cooperation, building resilient supply chains, promoting cultural ties would be high on the agenda when the leaders of the BRICS meet in Kazan. The Prime Minister said that he was looking forward to meeting other leaders from BRICS as well. During his Russia visit, Prime Minister Modi will not only take part in the BRICS Summit, but will also hold key bilateral meetings with other top world leaders in Kazan, including Russia's Vladimir Putin, to enhance India's foreign relations. DD India's Jessica Tanitra reports from Kazan, Russia.
The 16th BRICS Summit, themed Strengthening Multilateralism for Global Development and Security, provides a key platform for BRICS nations to address challenges, review progress on existing initiatives, and explore future areas of cooperation. During the visit, Prime Minister Modi is expected to hold bilateral meetings with leaders. These talks will focus on strengthening strategic partnerships and expanding cooperation in crucial sectors such as trade, defense, and technology.
This is a multilateral event, though of course there is always a provision for bilateral meetings on the sidelines. We are currently looking into the overall program of the Prime Minister. There are a number of requests for bilateral meetings.
28 heads of government and 5 international organizations will participate in the summit. Prime Minister's attendance will highlight India's growing diplomatic and economic engagement with BRICS, focusing on enhancing multilateral collaboration.
Some of the important issues that are on the agenda is further expansion of economic cooperation, trade settlement in national currencies, sustainable development, work towards further digital inclusion, financial inclusion of the marginalized sections of society, and share with the fellow members of BRICS some of the achievements in India, women-led development, DPI or UPI.
The city of Kazan has been prepared as the focal point of the summit, with BRICS insignia almost everywhere in the city. The summit's agenda would include both regional and global issues and also focus on political, economics and humanitarian partnerships among BRICS member nations. Security cooperation would also be a key feature at this event, since the leaders will be here with their high-level delegations to talk about more issues.
Prime Minister Modi's participation in the summit reflects India's increasingly significant role in shaping the BRICS agenda, particularly in areas like economic collaboration, global governance, and multipolarity. India's stance is consistent with its previous calls for reforms in multilateral institutions, emphasizing the need for these bodies to address the contemporary challenges of emerging economies. This focus on reforming multilateralism and fostering a multipolar world was reinforced by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting in New York last month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's attendance at the 16th BRICS Summit offers a crucial platform for advancing India's diplomatic and economic objectives. With a focus on reforms, global governance, trade and security, India's participation will reinforce its strategic partnerships with BRICS and further its role in shaping a more equitable, multipolar world order. Jessica Taneja for DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Kazan is important for both BRICS Summit as well as to strengthen bilateral relations with Russia. DD India's correspondent Jessica Taneja spoke to India's ambassador to Russia, Vinay Kumar, for more on this.
The much anticipated BRICS Summit is taking place here in Kazan in Russia. We have with us India's ambassador to Russia, Mr. Vinay Kumar.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir, for speaking to DD India and taking out time for us. What are the broad agendas that we're looking at, particularly in this summit?
In the forthcoming summit, all the issues that BRICS have been talking about in terms of economic cooperation, trade settlement through national currencies, cooperation for environment, sustainable development and climate change, promoting the economic developmental aspirations of global south, reforms of the global institutions to better reflect today's realities. All these issues are on the agenda that the leaders will discuss and decide.
This is going to be Prime Minister's second visit this year to Russia. The last time you and I spoke, many deals were signed, including there were talks about defense, the energy sector, and also expanding to other sectors as well in terms of cooperation. What can be expected this time when the two leaders meet?
The two leaders this time will meet on the sidelines of BRICS Summit. They have been meeting very regularly between the summit visit in July in Moscow, and now they have spoken on telephone. Some of the issues that we have been working on during this period is further strengthening of the cooperation in energy, in fertilizer, in export of Indian machine tools, pharma products, Indian food products, and there have been a number of meetings of the joint working groups in these sectors. Connectivity is a very important issue that we have been engaged in, and I think that when the leaders meet, without prejudging what they will talk, they will continue discussion on all these issues of mutual interest, and which will again give a good momentum to the relationship, which is already expanding almost every month.
Thank you, Ambassador, for speaking to DD India and taking our time and giving us those views. Appreciate it.
And BRICS, that was BRIC in the beginning, is one of the most important intergovernmental organizations centered around the notions of multipolarity, demanding for decentralization of multilateral organizations and mutual cooperation. As many new members have joined in and more are keen to join the grouping, let's take a brief look at this report by DD India on the background of BRICS.
The leaders of BRIC countries met for the first time in St. Petersburg in Russia on the margins of G8 Outreach Summit in July 2006. After a series of high-level meetings, the first BRIC Summit was held in Ekaterinburg, Russia on 16th June 2009. In September 2010, BRIC Group was renamed as BRICS after South Africa was accepted as a full member at the BRIC Foreign Ministers' meeting in New York. Accordingly, South Africa attended the third BRIC Summit in Sanya City in China on 14th April 2011. A further expansion of BRICS took place in 2024 with 5 new members, which includes Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. However, Saudi Arabia is yet to fully participate in the group's deliberations. India took over the BRICS chairmanship from Russia and held it until 31st December 2021. This was the 13th BRICS Summit. The theme and approach of India's BRICS chairmanship was BRICS at 15, intra-BRICS cooperation for community, consolidation and consensus. Many firsts were achieved during India's BRICS chairship, which included BRICS Digital Health Summit, first BRICS Water Ministers meeting, adoption of BRICS Counter-Terrorism Action Plan, launch of BRICS Alliance for Green Tourism, operationalization of BRICS Agricultural Research Platform, and signing of agreement on BRICS Remote Sensing Satellite Constellation. On January 1st, 2024, Russia has taken over as the BRICS chair. The 16th BRICS Summit under Russia's chairship will be held from 22nd to 24th October in Kazan in Russia. The theme of the summit is strengthening multilateralism for just global development and security. More than 250 BRICS meetings and other events have been proposed by Russia. The major activities for 2024 include integration of invited countries as full members of BRICS, further development of BRICS partner country model, and list of prospective partner countries and report by the next summit. The other achievements of BRICS cooperation include the group's flagship project, the BRICS New Development Bank. The first president of the bank was from India. NDB, the National Development Bank, has been a resounding success in providing a development-oriented bank catering to the EMDCs. EMDCs, BRICS Contingent Reserve Arrangement, BRICS Vaccine R&D Center, BRICS Remote Sensing Satellite Constellation, amongst others. Kazan BRICS Summit will provide an opportunity to member leaders to further strengthen the cooperation at a time when the world is facing 2 conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, as well as between Israel and Hamas. Bureau Report, DD India.
In other news, India's Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, on Monday interacted with students of Columbia University in New York. The Indian Finance Minister also delivered a keynote address on India's economic resilience and prospects amid a challenging and uncertain global environment. She is currently on a 2-nation visit to Mexico and the US. The Indian minister also participated in an engaging fireside chat on India's decadal economic reforms and continued economic growth with Chairman and CEO of IBM, Arvind Krishna, at the Economic Club of New York on Monday. During her US visit, the Indian finance minister held a meeting with the chairman and chief executive officer of BlackRock, Lawrence Douglas Fink, in New York. The two discussed opportunities for global investors through NIIF and Gift City, as well as opportunities for financing of green tech and battery storage. Fink has informed Sitharaman that BlackRock is working with private partners in India, especially focusing on infrastructure development. The finance minister also met Jane Fraser, the CEO of Citibank. The two discussed the use of AI in important sectors such as agriculture and urban development, as well as India's booming pharmaceutical sector and hub for the world. Also, the finance minister discussed India's banking sector in view of the decadal reforms and the way forward for India. She also lauded the crucial reforms India has taken for infra creation to build an ecosystem around MSMEs and said that it is important to make MSMEs a part of the supply chain. The finance minister took a tour of the National Historic Landmark and also interacted with a floor operator in the iconic blue jacket. And from here, we will get you the shots of Prime Minister's arrival. Prime Minister, as we told you, has reached Kazan, Russia to attend the BRICS Summit, and he received a warm welcome upon his arrival at the hotel in Kazan. And here we see Prime Minister being welcomed with smiles, with a namaste gesture, and the Prime Minister reciprocating the feelings and the excitement of the people who have gathered at the hotel to catch his glimpse and also to welcome him in Kazan in Russia. The Prime Minister, in his departure statement, talked of how India values close cooperation within BRICS, and it has in fact emerged as an important platform for dialogue and discussion on a range of key issues. Here up on our screens, we see the welcome the Prime Minister received at his hotel where he is staying in Kazan in Russia. These are the visuals from Kazan, from Russia. Prime Minister will be attending the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan, and the main discussions are slated for Wednesday. India views BRICS as crucial for multipolarity and also addressing the global challenges. This grouping, in fact, also serves as an important platform for tackling a range of global issues, global challenges, and also, in fact, contributing to shaping a more fair, exclusive, and open international order. The Prime Minister, before his departure, talked of his visit to Russia for attending the 16th BRICS Summit. The Prime Minister noted how the expansion, remember this BRICS Summit is happening for the first time after the expansion of the forum last year, and new members had been added from 5. Now the BRICS members are 9 in total. The Prime Minister, in fact, noted in his departure statement that expansion of BRICS with addition of new members last year has added to its inclusivity and also the agenda for global good. And for our viewers who've just joined in, these are the visuals we're getting for you from Kazan, Russia, where Prime Minister received a heartwarming welcome. People there gathered outside the hotel where Prime Minister is staying with gestures of namaste and smiles and affection. The Prime Minister there reciprocating the same. People there flashing, displaying Indian flags, welcoming the Prime Minister in Kazan. This connect which the Prime Minister has with the people is always praiseworthy. He makes it a point to interact with the Indians settled abroad, with the people there. And these are the visuals we're getting from Kazan. All right, so the Prime Minister has reached Kazan in Russia to attend the BRICS Summit, And here we see him being accorded a warm welcome from the members of the Indian community in Kazan. People there welcoming the Prime Minister. And here we see glimpses of Indian culture and tradition displayed at the hotel where the Prime Minister is staying. And we see the huge crowd of people that has gathered there to welcome the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister was welcomed with slogans of Modi and Vande Mataram, and the people there leaving no moment to capture a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he arrives in Kazan. Here the Prime Minister is witness to a cultural performance. All right, so these are the visuals we're getting for you from Kazan in Russia, where the Prime Minister has arrived. The Prime Minister will be attending the 16th BRICS Summit. The deliberations at the summit will take place on Wednesday, but these are the visuals from outside of the hotel where the Prime Minister is will be staying. And here, members of the Indian community, along with other people, have gathered to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi with chants of Modi, Modi and Vande Bharat. Affectionate smiles there to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Russia. This is the second visit of the Prime Minister to Russia this year, and the Prime Minister will be attending the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan. This BRICS Summit is important because this is for the first time the BRICS Summit is happening after the inclusion of new members into the grouping. And from 5, the member states have now risen to 9. So 9 is the total strength of the member countries of BRICS now. And in his departure statement also, the Prime Minister noted that the expansion of BRICS with the addition of new members last year has added to its inclusivity and also the agenda for global good. The Prime Minister said that his visit to Kazan, in his departure statement, he said that it will further reinforce the special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. So bilateral meetings of the Prime Minister with the leaders of the member states of BRICS is also expected. As the Prime Minister said that he is looking forward to meeting other leaders from BRICS as well. India values close cooperation with BRICS, and it has in fact emerged as an important platform for dialogue and discussion on a range of key political, in fact key issues concerning global development agenda. So these are the visuals we're getting for you from Kazan, where Prime Minister has arrived, and the Prime Minister will be participating in the 16th BRICS Summit in Russia, in Kazan. The BRICS as a platform has emerged as an important forum for dialogue and discussion on a number of issues which concern the global development agenda, reformed multilateralism, climate change, economic cooperation, resilient supply chains, and promoting cultural and people-to-people connect. All right, our correspondent Jessica is there with us, joining us on phone line from Kazan. Jessica, on our screens, we are showing our viewers the heartwarming welcome which the Prime Minister received on his arrival at the hotel. Get us more, what do we expect the day for the Prime Minister to be in Russia? This being the first day, and we tell our viewers that the engagements at BRICS will take place tomorrow.
That's correct. The BRICS engagement will take place tomorrow, but today the Prime Minister's schedule is limited to meeting with the Russian President Vladimir Putin in the evening. As you know, this is the second visit to Russia. The earlier one in July saw commenting on various partnerships, much beyond defense and energy. And this time around, the Prime Minister meeting with President Putin, of course, with three more initiatives and further talks on various other issues. What taking is one of the important aspects of such bilateral meetings. So the previous initiatives and the partnerships in various sectors that were signed earlier, you can expect more momentum in terms of a financial.
All right, Jessica, there's a disruption in your audio. The audio is not clear. We'll try getting back to you again. But meanwhile, for our viewers who've just joined in, these are the visuals from Kazan, Russia, where the Prime Minister is accorded a warm, heartwarming welcome at the hotel where he will be staying. The Prime Minister is welcomed. People there curious and eager to hold hands with the Prime Minister for a handshake. And here the people of Indian community and others gathered there to welcome the Prime Minister. So the excitement there is palpable, as is witnessed how people are, the smiles there, in fact, how they are readily welcoming the Prime Minister in Kazan. This is the second visit of the Prime Minister to Russia this year. And here we have the members of the Indian community welcoming the Prime Minister in Kazan in Russia. We have been repeatedly telling you that Prime Minister will be attending the 16th BRICS Summit. The engagements will be held tomorrow. The Prime Minister has arrived in Kazan today. And also, the Prime Minister is expected to hold bilateral meetings with the leaders of the member countries of BRICS during his visit to Kazan, Russia as well. The Prime Minister there was welcomed with slogans of Vande Bharat, with slogans of Modi, Modi, and he also witnessed a brief cultural performance at the hotel, outside the hotel where he will be staying. So the people there capturing the moment in their cameras, very eager to have a handshake with the Prime Minister there. People of all age groups are gathered there in Russia, men, women, young children, old people, all have gathered there to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The warm welcome the Prime Minister is receiving at the hotel in Kazan in Russia. All right, so that was the latest we were getting for you from Kazan, Russia. The Prime Minister has arrived in Kazan, and he was given a warm welcome by the members of Indian community. The 16th BRICS Summit will be held tomorrow. The engagements will be held tomorrow. And this was the latest from Russia. In the bulletins ahead, we'll keep you updated. But as of now, that's it in this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. On your screens, you can download the respective QR codes. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us at Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.